Do this quick live. I am multi-streaming, so you can definitely catch me on Instagram or on LinkedIn or on Facebook or in any of the Facebook groups. Hi, how's everyone doing this afternoon? Doing good. Okay, so I see we're live everywhere. So I wanted to do this quick live to talk about something that I think is very important for all of us to understand when it comes to the business analysis career. Um, So a couple of us here already have that knowledge of business analysis. So you know what business analysis is about. You know what's required to get started in the business analysis journey. However, when it comes to negotiating salaries or understanding, what you're worth, in your location, for example, that always seems to be a challenge. That always seems to be a challenge for a lot of people. And I want to talk about that. How do you know, what you're worth, and how do you ensure that you're landing those six-figure roles? So, is it possible to land six-figure roles as a business analyst? Yes. However, there's certain things that need to be in place. And if you've ever been to any of my free trainings, I always talk about, having, those 7 steps. And if you haven't, I will go through those 7 steps again. Okay. So before we get started, my name is Eno Eka. I'm founder of Business Analysis School. I started my career in accounting, and some years after practicing accounting, I decided to change careers into business analysis. So I never studied anything in tech. I still do not have any technical skills like coding or programming. However, I have worked with one of the largest technology consulting companies in the world. And this is really, really about, the skills that I had. And it's really not technical skills, right? So I like to share my journey and my experience with people so they understand that, you can work as a business analyst, regardless of where you're located, regardless of the skills you have, regardless of the course you studied. I think somebody asked that question yesterday in our class, because I think she's in the medical field. And to be honest, it's very few people that actually go to school to study business analysis, because it's really a very recent career. So if you're joining me, welcome, 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 everyone. All right, so let's start with the first step. The first step is really your mindset, right? Having that mindset that you can provide value, because that is what a business analyst does. And as a business analyst, you are a solution provider, right? So you provide solutions, you recommend those solutions, you provide value to the organization, you work with stakeholders, you engage them, you manage them, you know how to work with people. So you have very good people skills, right? That puts you in a good spot for a business analysis career, or being able to have a business analysis career. So having that mindset of value, because I believe that business analysis is first a mindset before it is a skill set. If you have that mindset of delivering value, that is why somebody who has worked in customer service is able to work as a business analyst, because they have that value mindset. That is why somebody who was even an accountant, someone who was, in engineering, or studied something in the medical sciences, can work as a business analyst, because those people have set themselves apart in having the value mindset. So the value mindset is very, very important. The mindset that I am going to deliver value to organizations, I'm going to help them to analyze their needs, define what the solutions would be, recommend options for them, and help them to achieve this. So that mindset is so, so important. If you don't actually come into an organization with that mindset, they wouldn't see you as a strong fit. Okay? Because even when they're asking you interview questions, they're asking you, situational questions, and they're asking you, tell me about the time when you did this, tell me when this, right? And they just want to see how you were able to add value, how you were able to resolve problems quickly, how you were able to think on your feet, how you were able to manage people, how you were able to help with implementing something, even though you were not responsible for that, but you were able to bring everybody together, make it work. You were able to help the business achieve their business goals. So that is the mindset you need to have all the time. When people say, oh, I haven't had the title of business analyst, or I haven't worked as a business analyst, or, in my role, I don't exactly have to lead any project. You don't have to lead projects to be a business analyst. Okay. All you need to be able to do is to have those required soft skills. That's so important. Being able to also work across the three major functions. And I believe I need to do a full class on that because a lot of people still struggle with this. Helping with the people, the process, and technology. These three variables are so important. And that's a whole, a whole class in itself. But that value mindset, being able to provide value, is so important as a business analyst, and having that mindset. When a hiring manager is asking me questions, when they're asking me interview questions, they're asking me questions because they want to know the value I'm going to bring to the table. So if I use examples from my experience, talking about how I added value to my company, then they're certain that this person is going to come into this company and add value. Your resume, your LinkedIn profile, how are you adding value where you work? And you don't need to work in the biggest company or a big tech company or a Google or a Microsoft. If you can get into those places, fantastic. But where you are right now, XYZ company, how are you adding value there? And are you able to communicate the value, which is so important? That is why your LinkedIn profile should have all of that information. Your resume as well should have all of that information. If the company you work at or worked at had a business goal of increasing their customers by 100,000, and we're able to meet that business goal of 100,000 customers, 100,000 subscribers, or we're able to surpass that business goal, then, and you were part of the team that helped to achieve that, that is adding value. And you need to be able to communicate that in the right way on your resume, on your LinkedIn profile, and then, of course, during the interview. So that mindset, the mindset is so important. Now, another aspect is your skills. Your skills are unique to you, right? The skill sets that I have might be different from that you have. So how can I position the skill sets that I have? Soft skills, right? Hard skills. How can I position those skill sets that I have in a way that the hiring manager or the company sees it as value? Or do I already even have the skills that they need? Maybe I've always been in a customer experience or customer service role, and I'm applying for a business analyst customer experience role, or I'm applying for a business analyst role within an arm of the business that's going to be dealing with a lot of customers. Then I have a lot of transferable skills. And I'm sure you've heard this a lot, transferable skills. I have a lot of transferable skills that I can take from, even though my experience was in telecoms, I can take that experience to healthcare. I can take it to banking, right? Because it is transferable. Skills are hardly ever dependent on one industry, unless there are core skills required in that industry. But you can take skills anywhere, especially your soft skills. So what are the soft skills that you have currently that you have gathered from being in that role that will be valuable to another employer? A lot of times people feel like, oh, my experience isn't valid. I can't start a career as a business analyst, simply because they don't even understand what is required, to work as a business analyst. They don't even understand what are the skills that hiring managers are looking for in business analysts. So have you ever picked up a job description of a business analyst and reviewed the skill sets required? Have you ever looked at Indeed or LinkedIn, search for business analyst jobs? What are the skill sets that hiring managers are looking for? Look at 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. There would definitely be some similar skill sets required, across all those roles. Which ones do I have? Which ones do I not have? Right? I don't have these ones. Okay, can I go learn them? The ones that I have, will they be enough for me to try to shoot my shots, right? To apply for this role. Okay. Another is your experience as well. The experience that you have gathered all these years are valuable regardless of the industry, regardless of the country or the location. So the experience I have working in banking, the experience I have working in telecoms, that is still experience. And you don't need to start from scratch with the business analysis career path. You can start from where you are with the experience that you have, whether it's project support, whether it's admin experience, whether it's customer service experience. How can I communicate my experience in a way that when a hiring manager sees my LinkedIn profile, a recruiter or hiring manager sees my LinkedIn profile, they see my resume, they can immediately pick out the value that I have delivered. And that is why when it comes to having your resume, done, your LinkedIn profile done. If you feel like you're struggling in those areas, because your LinkedIn profile alone should attract opportunities for you, your resume should attract opportunities for you. So if you're not getting those opportunities, then maybe you should get professional help, with them, because you're not speaking to value, on, either of those assets. Your resume and your LinkedIn profile should speak to value. And like I said before, value is really how was I able to help the business achieve their business goals. It's as simple as that. If I worked at, a small business, and I was handling their social media accounts, and I was able to use a lot of analytics to grow their account, I was able to create an experience for customers. Whatever it is, being able to communicate it is valuable. So your experience is valuable, your skills are valuable, right? Another way to also see what another way as well to see what hiring managers are looking for, and how people in these roles that you want to be in, how they've gotten there, is to go on LinkedIn. When you go on LinkedIn, look out for people who are already in business analyst roles. Okay. And look at their experience, look at their journey. What are the things they've done throughout their careers? How did they get there? Maybe this person, already, say for someone like me who already had experience in finance and accounting. For me, I was looking for people who had experience in finance, accounting, or banking, something related to what I've done, and they're working as business analysts. I go on their profile, I see, okay, these are some courses they've taken. I see, okay, these are some training they've taken. I see, okay, these are some skills they have under their skill set. I see how their bio is laid out. I see the keywords in their bio. To me, that means that, this person has done some things right to get to where they are. So why not mirror that and see, okay, these are some things I can copy immediately. These are some things I can start doing immediately, right? I usually recommend, if you're in that job search, process, if you can get the LinkedIn premium, that's fantastic. Sometimes they give it out for free, or you can get a free trial for a month and then decide if you want to pay. The LinkedIn premium gives you that opportunity to even message people directly. And you can actually do that with hiring managers. On LinkedIn, every time you would see people putting there, hiring for business analysts, looking for a business analyst, posts like that. And you can reach out directly to the hiring managers for those roles. So LinkedIn is a whole ball game of, opportunities already, but it's also a place for you to do your own research, to know, what is lacking. Look at your profile, look at other people's profiles. What is lacking? What are the things that they have that you don't? And then, of course, find ways to now improve yourself. And that is where, coaching comes in. That is where improving your knowledge comes in. Yes, the knowledge you have already can actually get you there. Okay. So there are some people who already have very good knowledge, domain knowledge, for example. So say you have always worked in banking, right? So maybe you started your banking career in customer service. From customer service, maybe you moved to doing some teller work, or you moved into doing some, funds transfer work, or from there you moved into doing some, maybe even some, leadership management work. So you have like a lot of experience, or you did some credit related work, you did some, loans management, you've done a couple of things in banking, and that has made you have a holistic view of the banking world. You can use that banking domain experience to work as a banking business analyst. You can use that experience you have, say, in supply chain and logistics. Say you could use that experience you have in healthcare, any industry. That knowledge might just be enough for you, right? The only thing that you would need is to learn the business analysis framework. And that's really not hard to learn, guys. It's not, because your domain experience, your industry experience can still be valuable. Another way that your knowledge can also help you is that you have experience in, for example, some, implementing certain processes, and maybe this company is trying to do the same. So maybe it's a partner company or it's a competitor, right? Maybe they are struggling to do that, and you've been a part of the team who has helped your current company do that. You can take that knowledge, right, and go into that company as a business analyst and help them to implement those processes. Another way as well is maybe you have first-hand experience using or implementing some special technologies in maybe in that field. So, for example, in healthcare, lot of health, a lot of the hospitals, they have their own special technologies that they use. Is different from what a manufacturing company would use or a bank would use. So, say you've already worked in that industry and you know how those technologies work. There are some very, very popular what we call like enterprise resource planning tools, say like maybe SAP or Oracle, that are really big. But in certain industries, there are also some specialized tools. There are also some specialized tools that are used in industries. And because you've used that tool over and over and over again, you become almost an expert. Like, you can do it closing your eyes. You can use that experience, use the knowledge you have, and see how you can channel that into a business analyst role, or managing that technology or that tool in another company. So those are like very, very easy catches that you can use like today to start to reorganize your resume, start reviewing your experience. What are the things I've done, right? Not your day-to-day activities, but the things that were mostly value, that are mostly value. Okay. So all of these things that I've mentioned, you can use all of them to help you land a business analyst role. And then, of course, along the way, with the right coaching, with the right training, of course you can. Now, there's another resource that I'll be speaking to this afternoon, and it is the Global State of Business Analysis. So the IIBA produces this every year. Okay. And with this document, you're able to see what the skills that BAs around the world have, what BAs around the world are doing, what industries are booming for business analysis. You're able to see how much business analysts earn in certain countries. You're able to see what are the top certifications in business analysis. And based off of that information, you can improve yourself, or you can actually use that as a tool to say, okay, you know what, I am already at this stage, in my career. Why am I not at this level? Because this is what people in Canada or in the US are earning, and I'm not. Of course, you can also see if there are areas you can improve yourself. So I'm going to briefly look at the the Global State of Business Analysis, and highlight some very, very important information, very important facts. I look forward to this document. IIBA provides it, and it's on their website. Go to iiba.org. You can see it there. You can download a free copy as well. It just really shows you, how the BA career is doing as a whole. It shows you a lot of data, and I believe in using data to make decisions. It shows a lot of data that you can use to equip yourself to land those roles. Okay. So I'm going to be highlighting some very important statistics, in this document. And there's a whole lot of information here that I really, really recommend that if you're looking to get into the BA path, or if you're currently a business analyst, you should review this. All right. So let's look at some statistics here. So according to the most recent report, what a lot of the business analysts are practicing, some of them are practicing in IT, information technology. About 14% are practicing in business process management. About 13% are practicing in project management. About 12% are practicing in product ownership. About 11% are practicing in change management. About 9% are practicing in customer experience. About 8% are practicing in data analytics. 6% are practicing in business intelligence. 5% are practicing in business architecture. 5% are practicing in data management, and 2% in cybersecurity. So what does this tell us? This tells us that the business analysis space is so broad. Whether you have customer experience, you can work there. Whether you work in change management, project management, product ownership, business process management, data, business intelligence. There's a playing field for everybody. And I get a lot of people ask me questions and saying, oh, I want a career in data science, I want a career in business analytics, all of that. Yes, you can start your career in business analysis and decide to specialize, but understand that there's so many opportunities for you inside the business analysis space. Okay, so this also helps you to, decide, what do I want to do? Where do I want to play? Where do my skill sets, work the best? Say you already have been, in a role where you've been doing a lot of data work. Maybe you do some Excel, some SQL, then you can, position yourself as a data analyst and move into the data field. Maybe you're really good in managing business processes, improving business processes, then business process management may be the place for you. And please understand that all these roles are not technical roles unless you're going into serious analytics roles. Project management is also there available for you. If you've been involved in leading projects, then project management can be a good area where you can focus on as a business analyst. Product ownership, which is also a rising career path for business analysts to also transition into. So you've worked with a company that builds products and you've been able to be a product owner or manage a product, then you can use that experience. And a product could be anything. It could be a physical product like actual goods and services. It could also be digital products as well, maybe a website or a mobile app, or or digital courses or something. Or it could be physical products. All of that is still product ownership and product management. So it all starts from having the business analysis, knowledge and skills, right? And then, of course, there's, the global salary scale where you can see that in the whole of the America and the Caribbean, that's, that's all the countries in America and the Caribbean, the average salary is around $96,000. So, in the whole of America and the Caribbean. In Europe, the average salary is around $69,000. In Africa and the Middle East, the average salary is around $65,000. In Asia and the Pacific, the average salary is around $88,000. So this helps you to know, okay, even in my continent, right, what is the, what's the average, salary? And these are all in US dollars, anyways. These are all in US dollars. So this helps you to understand, in my continent, how much are business analysts earning? What are the skills that they have? And we'll talk about that in a bit. So let's talk about the top industries that employ business analyst professionals. Information technology for sure, banking, finance, insurance, consulting and professional services, the government, healthcare, and pharmaceutical industries. So these are top industries that hire business analysts. So if you think about, the companies you'd like to work at, or the companies you see hiring for BAs a lot, they all fall under this, these industries. So information technology, you're thinking about tech companies, right? Companies that actually build technology, sell technology. Banking, finance, insurance, anything in the financial services, there's always that need for business analysts. Consulting and professional services, any company that offers consulting services need business analysts to help them there. The government always has business analysts on their team because, as well, the government always rolling out new initiatives. And then healthcare and pharmaceutical industries, another really, really good industry to work at. So when I tell people that it doesn't matter what you have done, I really mean it, because there is no industry you can work at as a business analyst. I recently had a nursing student who got a job in healthcare as a Scrum Master, right? And she has experience in nursing, right? So getting a six-figure job of 125K or something as a business analyst, as a Scrum Master, right? This is, you understanding, what experience do I have? Have I always worked in banking? How can I use my banking experience to work in banking as a business analyst? Or maybe another industry, any of the top industries. The best in 5 industries for the highest salaries in 2021, consulting and professional services paid the highest, manufacturing, healthcare and pharmaceutical, energy and utilities industry, and then banking, finance, and insurance. Okay, so having a lot of this knowledge, helps you to make the right decisions, helps you to decide, if I want to increase my salary, maybe I should think about applying to companies in this industry that is doing well even in the midst of the pandemic. The healthcare industry definitely did very well in the past 2 years, so they were hiring a lot of BAs. They were willing to pay more BAs. Manufacturing industry as well, because they needed to keep producing and also find ways to see how they could improve their supply. The IT space as well. A lot of technology companies were doing very well during the pandemic because companies were buying more technology solutions, especially because of remote work and all of that. And then, of course, consulting as well, because companies needed digital transformation. They needed people to come help them. The pandemic and COVID, it threw everyone, it caught everyone by surprise. It threw everyone off their feet. So because of that, there are some industries that have thrived throughout the pandemic, and you as a business analyst can also get in there as well using your experience. So having all this knowledge is so important for you, as a business analyst. And like I said, when you get into the business analysis field, it is easy for you to change your roles. It's very easy to change roles. It's very easy for you to move from one title to another, right? And also having that understanding that it's not only business analyst that is the job title. So a lot of people also miss that, right? So they're always looking for only business analyst. It could be business strategist, business advisor, business consultant. It could also just be consultant, right? It could be project manager / business analyst. It could be IT business analyst. It could be business systems analyst. It could be product owner. It could be product manager, senior business analyst. Regardless of the title, right? As long as you're carrying out those same functions, which I talked about earlier, then is a business analyst role. So with regards to, the roles that business analysts typically find themselves moving into once they start their career, as when you start your career in business analysis, the roles that you can easily change into product owner, product manager, business architect, data analyst, consultant, project manager, and moving into cybersecurity, analyst roles. So these are other opportunities for you within business analysis, right? Because when you call yourself a business analyst, you're a generalist. You can work as a product manager, managing a product. You can work on a data project, doing some data migration or data analysis. You can work on a project, working as a BA / project manager. You can work on a cybersecurity project, anything. But you can also decide to specialize, in your career and say, okay, I want to go this way. This is the way I want to go. And you can definitely make more money, working as a specialist. So what are, also some reasons why a lot of business analysts are, trying to increase their salary to 6 figures? What's the reason why a lot of them are actually also changing roles? Why is there a scarcity of business analysts? In the tech space, generally in the world, there's a huge scarcity of professionals. And it is really because of higher salary. People want to make more money, right? People want more interesting work. People want better workplace culture. People want work-life balance. People want promotions, right? A lot of people right now are leaving jobs that are making them come into the office so they can work remotely, because people have enjoyed working remotely for 2 years and they don't want to lose that. And that's fine. So why do you want to increase the salary to 6 figures? What is your motivation? And what are the things that you can do right now to better improve yourself? Yesterday in class, we're talking about the CBAP certification. And I don't think I can, really go, into the details of the CBAP certification. But however, what we're saying in the class yesterday was that, the return on investment, really outweighs, return on investment really, really outweighs, what you tend to gain at the end of the day. Because improving your salary, doubling it, tripling it, can be compared to spending a couple hundreds of thousands of dollars at the end of the day. So you want to think about the return on the investment for you. Okay. So with a lot of people, working remotely, we can see that because of COVID-19, the skills that most companies needed in 2020 were related to data-driven decision-making skills like analytical thinking and reasoning, business analysis. So on the top 10 hard skills that companies needed were analytical reasoning and thinking and business analysis. because businesses have realized that they need business analysts to constantly keep improving things, to recommend solutions, to stay ahead of the, of the curve. Okay. All right. So as a business analyst, you can choose to work full time for a company. You can choose to be a consultant, as well. So, those opportunities are there. If you say, I've always wanted to have my own business, you can actually be a consultant whereby you're paid for your consulting services as well. So those who already have that entrepreneurship dream, or they just wanted to be able to work for themselves and be their own bosses, then you can actually choose the kind of work that you do as a consultant. So there's that opportunity for you to work as a consultant, in your business analysis career if you don't want to work full time. So some benefits of certification that we see here are higher confidence at work. When you're certified, you get, higher confidence at work. You know your stuff because you have gone through rigorous learning and passing the certification. You get greater fulfillment at work as well. You're more fulfilled knowing that I am in this role, I am certified, I deserve to be here. You're able to increase your salary as well when you have the right certifications in business analysis. Getting certifications can also help you find a job, because if a certification is a requirement, right, for a role and you already have it, that puts you ahead of everyone, and at least you get that initial interview. So if a certification is important in the career path, then I advise that you get it, right? Because that means that you'll be able to negotiate better salaries as well. So if you ever apply for a role and you tick a lot of the boxes, that is a great negotiation strategy there for you. Okay. Also, you can increase your performance ratings as well when you're able to show professional development, right? You increase your ratings in your performance development. I'm sure a lot of us do it, at work, and that helps you get a promotion, right? Because you're able to actually justify why you deserve that promotion. You're not just doing your work every day, but you're taking out the time as well to also improve yourself with learning and certification. So these are also ways that you can think of: how can I increase my salary? How can I move into the six-figure bracket, as a business analyst? And for a lot of people, they get the results immediately, almost immediately, after getting their certifications. And of course, the BA professionals who hold the certifications are able to increase their salary by over 12% than people who are non-certified. So somebody's, saying, oh, use case diagram. So when it comes to business analysis, please don't get too hung up on techniques, on things like that, because every role is different and you might not need to use all the techniques, and you don't have to be an expert. It's really just understanding how to use them, why we should even use them in the first place. So I'm going to pause for now and take some questions. Someone said, can a BI analyst get into Canada as a business analyst? Of course you can. How do you want to get into Canada? Do you want to come in as a permanent resident, or do you want to come in as a student? But yes, you already have that experience, then it's valuable here in Canada. So someone is saying, do I need to get a data engineer role for 120K, or is it possible with a business analyst role? So when it comes to how much you're able to earn, there's a lot of things: your skills, your experience, the value you're bringing to the table would determine. But I always tell people to negotiate salaries, regardless of how much you're offered at first. Even if it's a six-figure salary, still negotiate it. So it all depends on your skills, your experience, and of course, how well you're able to negotiate. I'm trying to see if there's any more questions. I think I saw a question. Let me scroll up here. So if you have all-round experience and knowledge across various lines of business and sectors, then that even gives you way more. And this is from our DNR. That gives you even way more experience. That gives you even way more, negotiation. That gives you way more. Is it bullets, or what would I call it? Right. So if you have experience that cuts across different industries, that's still fantastic, because you can even position yourself as a consultant and work with consulting companies. And consulting and professional services industry is one of the highest paying industries for business analysts. So think of yourself as a business consultant, business strategist. I've also worked, in several industries, and I think that is one of the reasons why I'm able to constantly position myself as a consultant, because I've worked in several industries. So that should always be a plus for you. But like I said, it's how you communicate your value. It's how you communicate your value and the value you brought to all of those companies you worked at. Okay, any questions? So someone is asking about, as a healthcare worker, how is this beneficial? Oh, you just joined. I talked about that earlier. So your domain experience, if you already have experience in healthcare, you understand the processes, you understand, how to keep employees happy, how to keep customers or patients happy and satisfied, how to create and improve processes, and you understand the technologies and tools they use within the healthcare space. You can use that knowledge to actually work as a business analyst or in a business analysis related role. Any more questions? So someone is asking about system analysis. So system analysis is, it's more technical than just being a business analyst. So it's going a step further into understanding system design, understanding system architecture. So do you already have experience doing that, or do you want to learn that? For me, I believe in teaching people how to get started in business analysis without being technical, because you do not have to be technical to be a business analyst. Okay. And okay, fantastic. All right, fantastic. Okay, so let's continue with some statistics as well. So with regards to business analysis, there are certain key roles that business analysts play in the organization. And based off of this report, we're going to look at the key roles that BAs play in the organization, right? So 30% of business analysts say that their role is involved in improving customer experience. See, if you're able to improve customer experience in any company, improving customer experience alone is always able to help. It's always something that we're able to improve other areas. If customers are happy, they will come back to buy. If they come back to buy, that means revenue increases. That means we don't even have to advertise to them. That means that we're spending less and we're making more money, right? So improving customer experience is what 30% of BAs say their role involves, and that the other 27 say their role involves growing sales and revenue. Okay, and just like I said, if you're able to show how you can help a company to save money, to make money, every company wants to make money, guys. If you're able to show any company how you can help them save money and make more money, they would offer you that job in a matter of hours, in fact. And you just have to show that through your past experience. So the thing is, for a lot of us, we feel like, oh, because my role doesn't have a big title, therefore I haven't contributed to the bottom line. That's not true. How can you show that you have helped the company to grow their sales and grow their revenue? How are you able to also show that you've helped to build trust and relationships? Because 26% of BAs say that their role involves building trust and relationships with who? With customers, with even with employees as well. Anybody at all. Being able to build trust and relationships is very important as a business analyst. And then 17% of BAs say they help their companies to differentiate their business or to get a competitive edge. So doing a lot of market research, doing a lot of competitive analysis, trying to make sure that they get ahead of their competitors. And a lot of big companies, have a dedicated team towards strategy, towards market research, towards research and development, trying to see how we can get ahead of our competition. Because the truth is, most companies are in competition, especially if they're in a very competitive industry. Okay, so these are some of the things that BAs do, and these are some things you do as well at work. Improving customer experience, growing sales and revenue, building trust and relationships, differentiating the business, getting a competitive edge. These are things that you do as well at work. So why not take all of that and then, of course, bring that into the business analysis, because you do that as well. Okay, so let's also look at some other statistics when it comes to business analysis, the business analysis role, and how you can use the experience you have to land 6-figure jobs. So yes, I get this question all the time, and yes, you can get a job without getting the certification. You can get a job without getting the certification. Certification is a plus, like I talked about earlier, the benefits of certification. But if you already have the knowledge, the skills, the experience, and of course, you understand the business analysis framework, getting the business analysis training, understanding the tools, the techniques, the tasks, all of that, you're good to go. However, I recommend getting certification because it's always a plus. And I talked about all the benefits earlier. So what is really the role of business analysis? Okay, we're talking about the role of business analysis, and I'm calling this out in an order of hierarchy. So the first is enabling change by defining needs and recommending solutions. So if you're able to enable change by defining needs and recommending solutions, then you already are practicing business analysis. How do you define the needs in the company? How do you recommend solutions? If you're the person that says, let's change this tool we're using to another tool. Let's change this process, the process of customers ordering from our website. Let's change it. Let's change how we onboard new staff. Let's change how we do this. Then you're practicing business analysis. Okay. Being able to collect and analyze information, synthesize information. So if you're in a role where you're collecting information, you're processing them, you're analyzing the information, say it's a role that has to do with a lot of data or information, then you're practicing business analysis. Being able to evaluate and improve business processes. So I think someone just shared that as well. Mbalele just shared that. So being able to evaluate and improve business processes, being able to develop and recommend solutions. So sometimes your business analysis work can start from there's an existing solution. How can we improve it, right? How can we develop it? How can we recommend better solutions? And solutions all the time is not just technology. It could be process. It could be hiring, right? Improving our hiring processes. Why do people join our organization and leave after 2 weeks, 3 months? What's happening? Let's review the onboarding process. All of that is business analysis. Being able to develop and implement solutions. So are we developing a new solution from scratch? Are we buying a solution and implementing it in our business? Are we paying a vendor or a consultant to do it for us? Doing all of this and being able to analyze all of this and present it to the business is business analysis. Everything we do in business analysis is just ensuring that we're helping the business meet their business goals, meet their business outcomes. And that's why we can't take away the business from it. Okay. However, the core of the work we do is analysis work, being able to analyze, right? And that is why people who are already in roles where they, one, are engaging with customers a lot, two, they're analyzing a lot of data, they work with a lot of data, three, they're constantly thinking of how to solve problems. They find it very easy to leverage that experience to work as business analysts. And then finally, being able to address strategic change to be competitive. So every business is always going to be competitive. They might not want to show it, but internally they're creating strategies. They're working on, new products. They're finding ways to improve their services. They're creating campaigns, marketing campaigns, and all of that. These are the things that business analysts do in the company. So if you find yourself already doing all of these things that we talked about, then you're already practicing business analysis. Okay. And then right now we'll talk about the levels that, hi everyone, hi Shei, hi Charles, hi Anthony, hi Boomzaji, hi Adididi Aditayo, Taiwo, hi Abisola, everyone. Busaya, thanks for being here. All right, so let's talk about the different levels that BAs work at. We work at the product level, the process level, the strategic level, and a structured level. So you could be a mix of everything. Right. So you want to also think about what levels would be best for me. Will I be best working at the product level, the project level, or the process level? Right. So these are also things you can start to think about. And these are also things that you want to start putting into your resume. Okay. Things that you want to start putting into your resume. Now let's talk about the hard skill. So, before before now, I talked about the skills you have being relevant. What are these skills that BAs around the world have already? What are the skills that they have already? Problem solving, communication skills, business knowledge rank as the top 3 skills that business analysts have around the world. Do you already have communication skills, problem solving skills, business knowledge? Then you're already practicing business analysis. You're already using the skills that these same people that are making 6 figures around the world, you're already using these same skills at work. So how can I position these problem solving skills, communication skills, and business knowledge skills as a business analyst? Some other hard skills that business analysts have are facilitation skills, agile mindset, creative thinking, systems thinking, decision making, conceptual thinking, organization and time management, leadership and influencing, negotiation and conflict resolution, visual thinking. So which of the skills do you have? If you are using this data to help yourself, you would be able to note down the skills you already have, the ones you need to learn, the ones you already have right now. How can I highlight this on my resume, on my LinkedIn? How can I highlight this as well when I'm speaking to hiring managers? Because every hiring manager is looking for these skills in a business analyst. How do I show leadership? How have I been able to lead, even in my small, tiny role that I have? How am I able to influence my team members? How am I able to influence customers? How am I able to manage my time? How am I able to make the right decisions within a short period of time? How am I able to use my business knowledge to help the business achieve their business goals? How am I able to communicate effectively, whether it's facilitating meetings, whether it's interviewing my stakeholders, whether it's documenting things in proper reports, creating documentation. I know how to create documentation really well for people to assimilate it. I can create training manuals to help train my staff. How do I solve problems? Problems come up every day at work. Whether you work in customer service or not, whether you're a manager, whether you're a team lead, problems will escalate to you. Whether you're in accounting, whether you're in sales, problems will escalate to you. How do you solve problems? Can you document how you solve problems? These are the things that need to be on your resume and your LinkedIn profile. You don't need any you don't need to have any fancy tech experience or anything like that. But however, how can you show that you've done this, across all the different levels we talked about? How have you done this across all the different strategic roles we talked about earlier? So these are the things that you want to start, thinking about and implementing into, your own resume and, on your LinkedIn profile as well. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the soft skills. So soft skills are transferable skills, right? That you can use to succeed in any role. While the hard skills are skills that are specific to performing business analysis work. And to be honest, the hard skills in business analysis, I find them more like soft skills because they're very general, right? And that is why we don't get hung up on the job title. We get more focused on the value offer. So with soft skills for business analysts, we have communication skills being the highest skill. We have problem solving, listening, stakeholder engagement were the highest ranked skills. So how well can you communicate with stakeholders? How well can you solve problems? How well do you show your listening skills? How well do you engage stakeholders? How are you documenting this on your resume? How are you putting this on your LinkedIn profile? How are you communicating this when you speak to a hiring manager? How are you able to tell a story as to how you're able to do this? Critical thinking comes in as a soft skill. Adaptability, relationship building skills. Are you able to build relationships with your stakeholders, internal customers, external customers, organizational skills, decision making, emotional intelligence, influencing skills, expectations management, negotiation skills, leadership, and storytelling. So these are soft skills that are, that BAs around the world, typically use in their roles. So employers value soft skills because they enable business analysts to cooperate, to collaborate, and to thrive within the organization. If you have good problem-solving skills, good communication skills, good stakeholder management skills, good listening skills, good relationship building skills, you can work with anybody, even the most difficult people, because you have those soft skills. And that's why the BAs are there, because you're in between the business and technology sometimes. Sometimes you're working only with business. However, even within the business, even within the team, people would always have, varying thoughts, varying opinions. People would never always agree. But you, as the business analyst, you're focused on achieving the business goals, and you're using these skills that you already have. So these are the things you want to start looking at and saying, how many do I have? Which ones do I need to improve on or learn? How can I communicate the skills I already have today, towards, the roles I'm looking for in business analysis? Okay. So, once you get started in your business analyst career, of course, and you take, for example, a training, right, or get some coaching, any in coaching or training provider would, follow the guide to business analysis, which is the book of knowledge, the BABOK. And the BABOK highlights, 6 different knowledge areas and goes into detail with regards to the techniques required, the skills required, the competencies required. So you have no challenges with performing your role as a business analyst. Okay, so I want us to just quickly talk about figures, salary, so we can wrap up. I know a couple of us are joining from several. Let me know where you're joining me from. I see some people joining from Nigeria, Namibia, South Africa, India, and I know the time is it's pretty late for you. Let me know in the chat, where are you joining me from? What location? What location are you joining me from? Hi, AB. So AB is in Nigeria. What's your location? Let me know where you're joining me from. All right. So let's talk about hi, Mbalele from South Africa. ID Great is in Calgary. Bashar is in Australia. Thank you for joining. Hello, hello. Oh, Jibade is in New York. Nice. Zandile is in Namibia. Nigeria. Fantastic. Okay. All right. So there are certain skill sets that BAs around the world now are they're looking to get into, or they're adopting, right? So like the agile is one of them. Data is one of them. Product ownership, product analysis. Oh, Chapidi from Germany, fantastic. Jay's from Nigeria, fantastic. Cybersecurity is another. Business process management is another. Change management, product ownership, data management, data analysis, business intelligence. I saw a question where somebody asked, is BA the same thing as business intelligence? No, it's not, because business analysis, like I shared before, is being able to do this on a broad scale, right? But business intelligence, you're using intelligence and statistical tools and techniques to do this. All right, so we can't go into details with a lot of these approaches, so we're just going to go straight into the salary aspect. Okay. All right, so let's start with the US. Okay, so I did great. I think you have to catch up with the replay, because I've talked a lot about that, how to use your experience if you worked in customer service, how you can do that, to use that to get into the business analysis career. Okay, so with the United States, the average salary is around $108,000, right? So that's the average salary. For women, it's around $101,000. For men, it's around $118,000. Now, bear in mind that these are, from the respondents that have provided information. Not everyone, provides that information. Also, this is dependent on, maybe how many years of experience they have, what industries they work at. That also determines how much you can really make as a business analyst. But for what we can see, the men earn more than women in business analysis. And, I think in every country around the world, I haven't seen any country where women are earning more than men in business analysis. And that's because, in every industry in the world, men are earning more than women. And that's because women hardly ever negotiate their salaries. They're always very content and happy and grateful with whatever they were given. And they don't think they should ask for more because they feel greedy. If you're that person, I think you should definitely go on my YouTube channel and watch the International Women's Day event where we talked about negotiating with power. We also talked about how to negotiate salaries. Okay. So for the men, in the US, they earn way more than the women in business analysis. That's for sure. The average certified business analyst in the US is earning around $121,000. So they are working as business analysts and they have the CBAP certification. They're earning around $121,000. Okay. So that's some statistics for the US when it comes to pay in the US for business analysts. Top three industries BAs work: banking, finance, insurance, information technology, healthcare, and pharmaceutical industries. So these industries are industries that pay, that hire a lot of BAs. So banking, finance, insurance, information technology, healthcare, and pharmaceutical industries. And then, of course, the three best industries for higher salaries for business analysts: consulting and professional services. The average pay there is around $135,000. The another industry is communication and telecoms. The average pay for BAs in this industry is around $113,000. And the healthcare and pharmaceutical industry, the average pay there is around $110,000. So as we can see that, a lot of industries that value business analysts and would also pay business analysts in six figures. So you want to also consider, the industries you're applying to. You want to know the statistics, of course, equivalent to your skills and your experience. And of course, if you have the right certifications. Top three soft skills: communication skills, listening skills, problem-solving skills. Top three job titles: business analyst, business systems analyst, IT business analyst. Top three responsibilities: business analysis, process development, and testing and quality assurance. So these are statistics from the US, as well. 79% of the BAs in the US are involved in Agile. So you want to learn about Scrum, DevOps, and Scaled Agile. So if you're currently a BA and you're not looking to get into these spaces, you should get some Scrum knowledge, certification, training, DevOps, and Scaled Agile as well. Okay. And of course, a lot of the BAs are involved in a lot of digital initiatives, from user stories to design thinking to customer journey mapping. Right? So these are, some of the, techniques that BAs use. So let's look at Canada, right? So with Canada, you can see that based off the conversion rate of 1.236, the average business analyst salary in Canada was $96,000, with women earning around $91,000 and men earning around $99,000. The average salary for certified BAs was around $108,000. And these are in USD. These were Canadian dollars, sorry. Okay. Top industries: banking, finance and insurance, information technology, government, right? So we can see that it's pretty different from Canada and the US. Top industries for higher salaries: energy and utilities, because a lot of, there's a lot of energy companies, oil and gas companies here as well in Canada. Consulting and professional services, and government. Energy and utilities was paying around $119,000. Consulting paying around $113,000, government paying around $98,000. So having a lot of this knowledge is also helpful for you as you get into this career or you're getting into those industries. Top soft skills: communication skills, listening skills, problem solving skills. Okay. All right. So of course, the same thing with Canada as well. A lot of the BAs are practicing in Agile, with Scrum, DevOps, and Lean Kanban software development also being very, very popular Agile approaches as well. And then top techniques: user stories, design thinking, customer journey mapping, were techniques that BAs were using in their digital initiatives. So you want to make sure that you know the top techniques being used and you learn those techniques. And that is where coaching comes into place. Okay. When you have the right coaching and you know how to use those techniques, then of course you would excel in your BA career. In the United Kingdom, the average BA salary was around £56,000. Men earn around £60,000, women earning around £52,000. And then the average certified BA earning around £62,000. Top industries in the UK: banking, finance, insurance, I think the banking, finance, insurance industry would always remain as one of the top industries that hire BAs, because we know banks, insurance companies, finance companies in general, they've always been very, they've always been industries that have been very, very forward with embracing technology, implementing technology, building technology solutions, improving their processes. If you've worked in banking, finance, or insurance, you have a very, very good path for you, created for you with that experience, because you've been involved in so many things, and you can use all those experiences, in your business analysis career. Information technology, consulting and professional services, and the government are also industries that hire a lot of BAs in the UK. The two best industries for higher salaries in the UK were banking, finance, and insurance, with around £58,000, and consulting and professional services with around £66,000 as well. Now, you want to also bear in mind that, when it comes to the what you earn as a business analyst, it's different from when you're working full time or as a consultant, because you can definitely make more money as well as a consultant. Okay, so top 3 soft skills are communication skills, stakeholder engagement skills, and listening skills as well. Of course, 92% of the BAs in the UK were using Agile. So you see things like this recurring, then you want to make sure that you also have this, because that means that employers are looking out for BAs who have Agile knowledge and Agile skills. Okay, so top approaches were Scrum, Lean Kanban, Scaled Agile, and DevOps as well. So these are things that you can actually start to, use, to prepare yourself if you're getting into that role, the BA role. You want to get to the BA role, this data would help you. Or if you, are currently a business analyst and you feel like you want to improve yourself, you need more, then of course, having a lot of this information helps you to upskill, because I believe you have to constantly keep learning. You can't just say, oh, I got a certification or I got a training and I'm good. You always have to keep improving yourself, from what we can see here, because there's always more skills, more techniques to learn, more approaches as well that we need to learn as well. So that's it for salary. There is a lot of information as well with regards to like countries like India, that shows that there's 12% of BAs in India have the CBAP, and of course there's a growing business analysis adoption with the companies in India for sure. So we see that there for India, top 3 industries were information technology, banking, finance, and insurance, consulting, and professional services. So there is definitely a thriving a business analysis career path for those who are in India who want to start a career in business analysis. You definitely can, because there are companies that are hiring there. In Australia, which is one of the countries that pays the highest for business analysts, the average business analyst earns $127,000 in Australia, women earning $122,000, and men earning $130,000. And then the CBAP certified business analyst in Australia makes around $139,000. So this means that there's a lot of earning potential for you if you live in Australia and you want to work as a business analyst, or you already have that experience. Okay, or if you're moving to Australia, for sure, you definitely want to look at the business analysis path. Top industries: banking, finance, and insurance, again, information technology, consulting, and professional services. So these are thriving industries that would always hire business analysts. And if you currently work in any of these industries, it's easier for you because you can change roles, right? You can change roles within the company, or you can work with another company in the same industry. Because like I shared before, your industry experience is still valid. It is still valuable. Top 2 industries with higher salaries in Australia were banking, finance, and insurance, paying around 139,000 Australian dollars, and transportation and logistics industry, which is a new industry here, paying around 130,000 Australian dollars. So top skills are communication skills, listening skills, stakeholder engagement skills. Okay. So of course there are other countries highlighted, in the report, from South Africa, showing 40% of BAs work in banking, finance, and insurance, 22% in IT, 8% in consulting and professional services. In Nigeria as well, there's a thriving business analysis, there's a thriving business analysis community there with people actually in this career path. 27% of them are working in banking, finance, and insurance. 10% work in energy and utilities industry. 10% work in consulting and professional services. So if you live in Nigeria and you're looking to get into the space, you want to target these industries. And then New Zealand as well. There's information here from New Zealand, from Ukraine, from Poland, from Sri Lanka, from Italy. And, so those are some countries where they were able to get some data with regards to business analysis. I talked about the UK already, unfortunately, Lima. So you have to watch the replay to get the data on business analysis. So this, having and arming yourself with all this information is important because it helps you to see how you can, position yourself, how you can use your skills, how you can use your experience, having this data to see the right industries to position yourself, to build your network. And even if you're not ready, maybe you're still taking a coaching program or you're still, preparing for your certification or whatever, you start to build your network now by connecting with people in those industries, by building your network there, by attending, industry events, conferences or whatever. These are ways that you want to start building your network, to help you get into those industries you're interested in, to get some coaching, get some training, all of that you feel is important. What is the so Jibadi, are you referring to the BABOK, the Business Analysis Book of Knowledge? That's like our Bible in business analysis, really. So the Business Analysis Book of Knowledge, definitely if you're interested in that career path, you should read this book. It gives you a breakdown of the different knowledge areas. It talks about, all the techniques that are relevant, top techniques. There's 50 of them in there. Talks about the competencies in detail. And we'll have another live class like this to talk about the competencies in detail. But as you can see, the hard skills and the soft skills required are still business analysis, are still, regular skills that you use every day. The business analysis skills, there's nothing super special about it because those hard skills and soft skills that are used around the world, you probably use them already in your current role and you can leverage your experience and your skills. Okay. Anyone have any questions before we round up? Any questions? Any questions? So on Thursday, hi Oluwaseyi. On Thursday, we will be doing another live session. And in that live session, we'll be looking at the business analysis career path, right? How you can, specialize, how you can expand. And we're looking at that. It's a very, very good, very, very interesting session as well on Thursday. And it will be 12 p.m. Mountain Time and or 2 p.m. Eastern. And I think that would be, 7 p.m. British Standard Time and West African Time. I'm not sure because of daylight savings, but I think that will be the time. But we'll talk about, the BA career path and how to grow in the career path. Because for me, I'm very, very, I'm very, very, focused on growing, not just starting the career, but how do you also grow, right? If you want to, get started in the BA career, you can send me a message. Also on my profiles, you will probably see like a free training that you can take. You can always send me a message if you have any questions for me, and I'll definitely answer you, or have anybody in the team answer you. But you are already equipped. You already have what it takes, and I hope that this has really helped you to see that you shouldn't be slacking. If this is a career path that you want, then go out there and get it. If you've already gotten the training, you've already gotten the certifications, then what are you waiting for? Put yourself out there. You already have the skills and experience. You just need to know how to communicate it. And if you need help with coaching, feel free to reach out. There's the accelerator programs, fantastic programs that we have. For those who are already in the program, you have access to classes every day. From Monday to Sunday, there's classes. You can always join the classes, get involved in the coaching classes, ask questions. You can also join the practical training classes where we work on learning the practical tools, learning the techniques for real, and also carrying out assessments to test your practical abilities. But if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message or an email. I'm happy to help you and support you. But like I just shared with you, the secret to six figures is not a secret really anymore, because if you already have all these things that I've shared with you, then you're well equipped and you're good to go with taking the experience you have, the skills you have, and adding on the business analysis knowledge, and getting yourself out there. It's all about putting yourself out there. Oh, you're so welcome. You're very welcome, Mbalele. So welcome. Oh, wow. It's pretty late for you. ID great. If you can send me a message, that would be fantastic. If you can send me a message, that would be fantastic. And if you joined late, catch the replay, anywhere you're watching this, you'll be able to see the replay of this. Thank you so much, everyone. My name is Eno Eka, and I'm from a Business Analysis School. I am passionate about business analysis, and I love to help professionals land six-figure jobs as business analysts, because I was able to do this multiple times over, and it's possible for you too, right? Without any special skills or experience, you can also do this. I will be live again Thursday afternoon. Thursday morning, I will be in a panel with the IIBA. I think it's on Zoom. So you can go to the IIBA website right now, register for that panel session. Is at 10 a.m. Mountain Time and 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And in that session, we'll be talking about what certification is right for you, how to grow your career with certifications. And then by 12 p.m. Mountain and 2 p.m. Eastern, I'll be live as well. And then we'll be talking about the business analyst career path, how to grow in the BA career path. All right. So thank you, everyone. I hope you had a fantastic time with me this afternoon or this evening, wherever you are. Remain blessed and have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye.